Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us here once again in our Room to Infinity live session, brought to you by Enterprise Asia Center for Entrepreneurship. Today's topic is Thailand, an innovative nation and best destination for investment. My name is Elizabeth from Enterprise Asia, and I will be your host in today's live presentation. Before we begin, to those who is already logged on, we have a survey question for you. Help us to know you better by telling us from which country you are from and the industry you are in. If, for example, if you are watching this from Thailand, and for instance, you are from the food and beverage industry, just put in the comments Thailand F&B. So please kindly key in your answers in the comment section so we can get to know you a little bit better. So let's take a moment to do that. Okay, the question is, which country are you from and from which industry that you are in? All right, today we are delighted to have with us Ms. Teresa Matawapan. She is the Chief Strategy Officer from National Innovation Agency from Thailand to present to us an overview of innovation development in Thailand. Okay, for those who had just joined in, do continue to put in your answers as Teresa will still be able to see your live comments, so she will have a good sense of who you are. Okay, and in the meantime, we would very much like to ask you to like the post, share the webinar to your friends, and feel free to even host a watch party. Do also help us to like our Enterprise Asia Facebook page. Click like now to receive updates on our future events. And welcome to today's live presentation titled Thailand, an Innovative Nation and Best Destination for Investment, hosted by Room to Infinity, brought to you by Enterprise Asia Center for Entrepreneurship, which is a joint collaboration between Enterprise Asia and Help University Malaysia. Enterprise Asia is a leading non-governmental organization in pursuit of creating an Asia that is rich in entrepreneurship as an engine towards sustainable and progressive economic and social development. And the Enterprise Asia Center for Entrepreneurship is developed to accelerate the growth of entrepreneurs in Malaysia and also across Asia through evidence-based industry best practices, curation of transferable framework for shared value practice, and aggregation of innovation and innovative practice. And the Room Infinity series is actually a series of entrepreneurial sharing session, an initiative by the center to educate business and concurrently empower youth on thought-provoking topics, promoting entrepreneurship in the process. And also our partner, Help University, is a leading institution of higher learning in Malaysia and is the first private university in Southeast Asia to achieve 5 stars in 8 categories in the 2020 QS Stars University ratings. So today we have a very special speaker, Ms. Teresa Matawapan. She is the Chief Strategy Officer from National Innovation Agency, NIA, from Thailand. Let me just briefly introduce about Teresa. So Teresa's work mainly focused on building up innovative leadership and innovative organization development, having been part of both startup type and large conglomerates in the past. She had also just recently been awarded as one of the 50 fabulous innovative leaders in the World Innovation Congress 2020, hosted in Mumbai. And just last year in 2019, she received a recognition as one of the top 55 women in Gulf Tech 2019, which recognized brilliant women working on public sector innovation across the world. As the Chief Strategy Officer, Teresa's role is to oversee the Strategic and Foresight Unit, International Relations and Diplomacy, forming partnerships locally and internationally, as well as formulating innovative policies and innovative organizations. So in today's live talk, Teresa will be sharing with us about how Thailand's economic model offers favorable incentives for foreign investments to ramp up the country's economy. So, Thailand is reported to be number one on the U.S. News and World Report's chart of being the best countries to start a business. So, Teresa will share with us about the startup ecosystem landscape in Thailand, the attractive investment incentives, funding supported by the National Innovation Agency, and NIA's role in helping impacted startup companies and SMEs during this pandemic. So I think without further ado, let's hear we will hear from Teresa how Thailand emerges as the top startup destination and how businesses can benefit from it. So I can see a few have just logged on. Welcome. And before we begin, I'd like to address this to the audience that we'll be running a live Q&A at the end of Teresa's presentation. So if you have any questions, just pop them in the comment section. So right now, let's hear from Teresa.
Hi, thank you. สวัสดีค่ะ Let me just say hello in Thai. Thank you, everyone. So very happy to be, invited to speak here. Thank you, the organizers. And thanks for the introductions. I have several informations for you guys, and for those who are joining in right now, if you have questions, happy to answer later on in the sessions, or you can also do that later on and directly to me. Let me just now share. So today we're going to talk about Thailand as innovative nations, and I have several information to share with you. So let me just get on to it. Let me just share my slides right now. Okay. So yes, we want to talk about Thailand as innovative nations, and we would talk about how Thailand is keeping up with the pandemics, the COVID-19 issue as well. As you all know, because this webinar is international, right? I'm gonna talk more or less for our friends in global arena in other country as well as Thailand company. But basically, first of all, I like to just touch upon how we as a country is now very distinguished in terms of the economies to be invested in. We are now as Asia's second largest economy. Part of the ASEAN's 10 countries, we have the GDP of about 500 billion US dollars. We are ranked 23rd. This is a global ranking, and the GDP last year is 2.4. And by sectors, actually, we are, GDP by sector, manufacturing, of course, leading, and services for 44%. Of course, we have agriculture and other sectors as well. But I don't know if you know this, but for Thailand, there's another ranking, that we are in that chart. It's called Global Innovation Index, and that's a ranking that's been done globally by Viper, and we are now in the rank of 43rd. That's 2019 ranking, and 43rd is actually about 7 up the rank from 2 years ago, and we are on par with China, for example, in terms of innovations increases in the ranking. And as the introductions from Elizabeth, we are in this year 2020, we are in number 1 of top 10 best countries to start a business, and this is actually being done by US News, which is a global, right? And they're actually asking 6,000 business decision makers, CEO, about this, and you see in the rank, most of them, noticing that there are, a lot of them are Asian countries to start a business, because the economy is here. The world economy is now driving and boosting from Asia, right? Of course, you have Mexico, you have Switzerland or Canada in the rank, but most of them are Asian country, Malaysia, China, Singapore as well, and India. And what do they look at? They look at affordability, bureaucracy, cheap manufacturing costs, connection with the rest of the world, and easy access to capital. And these are all what we're going to talk about. Also, just to touch upon infrastructures, some of you already know Thailand. You've been here for tourist destinations, and you loved it. But, in terms of infrastructure and logistics for business wise, then we have 12 international airports. We have 6 deep sea ports and 2 international river ports. Lam Shubang, that's very big for capacities of deep tech and deep sea port. We have highways all over the countries. We have rail links to Malaysia and Singapore. That's very easy to communicate. And we have about 70 industrial estates in Thailand, and in these industrial estates all over the country are supported mechanisms for investment. And just a little bit on exports, machineries are our top exports, electronics, electricals, equipment, vehicle parts, of course, jewelry, gems, metal, and rubber. So those are the top 5 of exports right now. Also, don't worry about the slides because I'm going to leave the slides to the organizer and you can, take it and download it later. And with all this, then just, to summarize that there are industry that Thai and the government are pushing and boosting and supporting. And we call that the 10 targeted S-curve industry. The first 5 was actually, the main 5 before was agriculture, biotechnology, next generation automotive, medical and wellness, tourism, food for the future, and smart electronics. And then we add more 5 S-curve. And this is according to the Thailand 4.0. That's aviation, logistics, biofuels, digital economy, automations, and medical hub. And all of these are the strengths that Thai people can actually give to you. A little bit about Thailand, and then we come to the organization. I'm actually now working with the National Innovation Agency, or NIA. We are a government agency under the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research, and Innovations. Basically, we actually a small, not too big as a government unit. We have about 100 people. But the vision is actually to boost and enhance national innovation system towards sustainable values. And we strengthen Thailand's innovation system with many mechanisms. Operational wise, so we have funding, which is financial funding and technological support for companies. We give grants, which is a matching grants. We have, supporting and upgrading enterprises, entrepreneurs on technology and innovative capabilities. We have networks of entrepreneurship. We boosting entrepreneurships. We promote the innovation cultures and awareness, and we work with international partners. So with that, just a little bit to say, we have mechanism called Groom, Grant, and Growth for NIA. Grooming meaning that we are helping since, entrepreneurs building up, working with university on helping to enhance entrepreneurship skills for university students or, college students. We have academy in order to many classes on innovations. We're giving grants, which is, as I said, a grant to private sector, not a regular research grant to university, but it's a matching grants or a free grants to private sector in Thailand. And we have a growth program, which is more of a market boosting. More than that, then we have a Foresight Institute or a sectoral institute. And we also do more what we call area-based innovation. And I would touch upon that a little bit more. So basically, in the past few years, the government is trying to say, hey, we are, as a country, we have innovation, we have technology. So we want to create this awareness of Innovation Thailand, setting a new paradigm to say we are an innovative nation and we have, good technology or good investments that we can collaborate with other countries in this, in this global arena. And being Thai, being very culture, then we called it crafted living. How do we create an innovation for crafted living and put that together with the new business model and, in order to create new economies. Okay, and besides that, then, and what does NIA do? NIA also do, promotions of startup ecosystem. In the past 4 years, as an organization and together with other government agency, we promote startups in Thailand, and we have now registered at least about 3,000 startups in Thai ecosystems. You don't see the logo here in the slides, but basically it said that there are several sectors that we promote. We have each year come together an event called Startup Thailand. It used to be offline. This year we're going to do it online, of course, with the situation. Every year we have, participants of about 60, at least 60,000 people joining this event and seminar. It's a big event for Southeast Asia, for Asia country to come together and, with the venture capital and financial and other mechanism to support startups. And for startups, as a country, we also been ranked, in the top, at least top 10. We were number 7 in the world on 2017 on startup nation, being a country that is good for you to come and build your business. What are the metrics? They take a look at quality of life, cost of living, the rent, ease of doing business, or office spaces, and we also provide that as well. And if you see in the rank here, the top 6 are in the West, right? Then we have Bangkok, we have Melbourne, we have LA, and Bangalore. So these are proven that with the startup index, we are one of the countries that, good to start a business here. Then, just want to let you know that in Thailand right now, in the past few years, all of the good conglomerates and big conglomerates are very active on startups and investment of new technology. We have now about 60 CVC or VC venture capitals in Thailand with the total fund of about $1 billion US. And if you can see here, all the stages of startups, we have already funding in each state. These are government. Our government would, of course, put more on preceding. We have at every sectors all together in order to promote. Each of the conglomerate already built up or have established their CVC fund. There are banking, financial institute, there are energy conglomerates, there are telecom, of course, so several sectors already are in this together. And this slide, you would see it later. It's very small, I understand that. Just to let you know that, it tells you how each venture capitals is putting in money in each state on some of the big startups. Some of them may be Grab, they're Happy Fresh, they're Pomelo, some of the company which are already more international startups. And come back to more details. Even in AA, as an organization itself, we do give funding for the startup so that they can do POC, and then they receive some joint venture from the VC. Logistic solutions, online solution, telehealth platform, digital platform. So these are all investment that they have been granted already from the government savings bank. Each of them more or less about 300K or 400K, 400 grants US dollars. And also we have some Series A's venture capital investment as well. QQ is one of the now many countries platform on queuing system, and DriveMate is a car sharing platform. So all these are examples of companies that are startups that have been invested already, and there has established in Thailand. The company valuation is about 85 million US dollars in this group. So yeah, they've been giving Series A's, about 2 million each for QQ and DriveMate. I would not go too much into detail, just to let you know that we are quite visible in terms of the venture capital investment. UCA is the telemed health platform, already in a pre-Series A, receiving investment of about 10 million baht. Event Banana also, this is more, getting the investment from Thai conglomerates as well. And even more than that, then we have company like e-commerce. If you're in Southeast Asia, you would know e-commerce, you would know Omise. These are platform of e-commerce and financial gateway that they receive funding from other countries, in terms of a large amount, like 15 million US dollars for e-commerce. And just recently, Facebook just take over an ad tech company startup that's are specialized in AR and VR, called Omnivert. So that's good for the economy, the ecosystem. Okay. So right now I want to go into some example already on startups, and then I want to also give you more information about incentives, right? So this page is from the BOI, the Board of Investments of Thailand. If you come in and invest here, you have tax incentives and non-tax incentives. You have exemptions of import duties of machineries. Of course, that's more manufacturing. And then, of course, you can have even up to 15 years of tax holiday for new technology and grants. And that's more or less, would give more ease of doing business for you. You can have land ownership rights as a person. And then I would talk about the visa and work permit fast track as well. Okay, so fast track visa. Right now, for a year or more, BOI, the Board of Investment, and also together with other partners, including us, NIA, we have a mechanism called Smart Visa. And that's a visa that is easier for you to receive. It takes about 1 month to apply and then get granted. The visa gives for 5 types. It's for investor, it's for senior executives, talents of the company, startup entrepreneurs, and also spouses and children of those in these sectors, of the 10 sectors I've talked about. And what do you have for this? Then you don't need a work permit required. There's no re-entry required. It's easier and get fast track service at the airport, more or less, right? And then of course spouses can stay here with you. And this would kind of easier and give a fast track for a company or investor that wants to come and start a business here. And also for as NAA, we have what we call a global hub, which is a services for launching pad and a landing pad. And we are doing this together with many partners, and other countries partner global hub as well, meaning that as a company, Thai company, we help Thai company or startups in order to launch themselves to other markets, and also receiving investments or startup from other countries in order to land here. You have it one at District C, it's in Bangkok. It's sitting at the True Digital Park in Punawiti in Bangkok. Another one in Chiang Mai, where it's also a tourist destination. You have the spaces, and then we provide some services for startups in order to, start your business here. Networking and event, all those tools. And then we come to the last part that I want to talk about, why we are sitting here. I'm working at home. It's in the work from home environment because we are in this COVID situation. And because of that, then we think about innovations in crisis time. We have been doing, many mechanisms as a country, as a government, also as an organization in order to help boost and ease how do we tackle this issue as a country. So first of all, we have financial support. In the past 2 months, we've been giving out supports together, not only NAA, but other organizations like NASDA and DEPA in Thailand, and, private sector also. So we're giving up this free grants in a way. It's a matching grant, meaning that the company probably have to have some funding in order to operate, but more or less 75% is coming from the government, and we giving it out for an aid for a company that have solution to protect or to tackle this COVID-19 situations. We also have what we call a soft loan or a low interest loan, 0% loan as well. Other than that, then in this crisis time, then we help together with other partners doing market expansions, and also promoting the knowledge that is needed online mostly. And with the COVID-19, we work together with the medtech or medical tech industry, private sectors, and also startups in order to come together all these solutions and tracking system or online systems in order to help citizens or people during this time. One of the example is this website or portal called Thai Telehealth, where NIA is also operating together with other partners. It's in the project called Yoti Medical Innovation District, where in this district or this area of Bangkok, there's about 20 hospitals altogether there. So we have a lot of information. So in this portal, you see the updates every day, how the situation is, how many infected people, what do you do, where do you go, how do you get help, and hospitals information, that sort. And we also giving, in specific details, each funding to this company. And I would probably just touch upon some of them just to save time. So far in this 1 month, we have been giving out about already $1 million budget for the company in order to, promote and do the technology for COVID-19. First group would be, of course, mobile device or mobile medical system to fight with the COVID-19. It ranges from tracking system, from a diagnostic. It's telehealth, talking to the doctor, where, if you're in a remote area, and not so remote, but I mean, in a sense that you cannot go see the doctor right away, you can get support and ask questions, even to the X-ray film, when we don't have enough expert to see the lung or X-ray film, then you can, there's these application that helps, even comes to psychiatrics help in COVID-19 situation. Everybody is stressed out, you have to stay at home all the time, no income, so you can use this application to get support. And another example would be Smart Pulse. It's a device that can be attached to the patients, and then the nurses doesn't have to put on the PPE suit, and then come to the room in order to check the temperatures or the pulse or the respiratory rate. So these equipment would send the signals and send the informations. So nurses and medical people doesn't lower their risk in order to meet the patients every hour, let's say. Or Sabai bot, which is a robot or a tech bot that answering questions, preliminary questions for the citizen who have issues and questions, and hospitals information. So these are some of the examples. Going to even logistics, so you can get free logistic delivery from the patients from their home to the hospitals during this time. And these are projects that's been done by startups and get supported from the government. Or supply chain management platform, on the health equipment, masks or the suit, or even online learning. So these are some of the examples of projects that been supported by the government and help with our crisis situation and pandemic time. Other than that, we have online workshops, during this time in order to still continue as boosting innovations during this period. And last page already, we say that it's very internationally in Thailand. Once you come here, you feel that there's many culture altogether. We have the initiative of Thailand 4.0. Of course, we have the big project called EEC, which everybody know is more or less the biggest investment on infrastructure for us. Geographically and industry-wise, we are in the center of Asia or Southeast Asia. It's very easy to communicate. And I think all in all, Thai people are very welcome for foreigners. 15 years ago, not many people are fluent in English. Now we are. So more or less, that's about the slides that I have. Just to give you information in a nutshell of how we are doing in terms of innovative as a country, and as countries who want to move forward, and how we tackle this COVID-19 situation. And if you see the numbers, we are pretty good so far in comparable, but yeah, we have to keep it up on that. Okay, then we can go into the questions, and I give this back to the moderator then. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Teresa, for the presentation.
Thank
So
you.
right now, we are going to address some questions from the audience. Okay, to the audience, as a reminder, you can still submit your questions and comments. You can post as many questions as possible, and we will try our best to pick your questions to answer them. Okay, we have one from William. Okay, has the political situation stabilized? Would current direction change if there's a new government in place in the future?
Very tough questions. Thank you. So I wouldn't say that I can say answer this in a matter that I would know the future. But right now, with the pandemic and the situation, I think the political issues are now lessened in terms of the focus, because the government is now trying to tackle this, and we are come together in a way to support this. But I would not be able to answer your specific question whether or not there's going to be a change in it. But let me tell you this. If you've seen the history of Thailand so far as a whole, we move forward, however, and I think political stability is one angle, of course, for investment. But if you see that, then you see how the economy is driven by private sector also more. So when we work together, private sectors and the government, even there's some stability, and I think we have that in every country, more or less. The economies or the driving force is still, not only depending on that. Just to say that. Okay.
All right. Okay. So the next question with interesting one from Mr. Para Agarwal. Is
Okay.
there a business matching platform available to us if we
Okay.
are seeking specific industry-centric partnerships for manufacturing of electric vehicles? Can you help introduce us to prospective companies?
Okay, there are several platforms. I would say that more or less there are services or program from the Ministry of let's say the what's the Commerce Ministry, right? And then there are other kind of platform that you can. But if for us, then we are more on startups information. But let me say this, I can kind of if you contact me later, I can introduce you to the organization that probably can help you with that. Yeah.
Oh, that would be great. I hope
Yeah.
uh, it will help Mr. Parak then.
Right,
So
right. So right now I'm talking more on NAA and the ministry of my ministry, more or less. But in overall, there are several platforms that want to help you in terms of the business matching and commerce wise, in order to find partners in Thailand. Yeah.
okay. And okay, we have another one from Sophie. I'm looking into starting up a digital business in Thailand. Is there any grant or incentive packages for foreign startup companies?
Okay. To be honest, the grants are more for Thai company, and but being Thai, it means that so there's two ways for you to register a company. One is Thai company, and by definition, Thai company meaning that 51% of the shareholders are Thai, and then 49% can be foreigners. So that's one group. Another group is a foreign company, and that you can own 100% foreign company. So schemes and supports would be toward Thai company more or less. Some of them can be for foreign companies, but that would be lesser. Um, but incentive wise, as I talked about already, you would receive that. Like the investment incentive, then you receive that no matter. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I would like to know also about the funding support by NIA. Do you have any funding support for foreign like those foreigners that are looking to start up like a business in Thailand?
Right, as I said, if you come in and you find partners, and more or less you can register as a Thai company, then you are already legitimate to receive all the funds, or get into those applications, right? Uh, so best way is to find partner, because it's to get to a definition of Thai company, then you need to have a share Thai holder. Uh, for 51%. And then once you define as a Thai company, then you can be receiving all these incentive and grants. So that's like the top most preferred choice, right? Even but the shareholder can be foreigners. That's no matter. That's okay, right? So that's the preferred choice. But if you come in 100% as a foreign company, you can register as subsidiaries of other company in other countries. Then you need to go see some of the incentive can be for you, but it would be less choice for that.
Okay, thank you. All right. The next question from TJ is, what's the latest innovation breakthrough in Thailand?
I'm not sure the sectors that you want to tackle, but let's say I've talked a lot already about medtechs and platform online wise. There are other like nanotechnology and biotechnologies, and even agriculture technology like smart farming that we are working more or less. So be happy to connect later and see if you are looking for something specific.
Great, wonderful. So we have another question from Irene Koo. Okay, her question is, how's Thailand human capital investment? What is the current literacy rate, especially English and labor productivity?
Good questions. Okay. Human capital investment in terms of current literacy rate, special. Well, let's just say what we are good at so far, without a doubt, is digital literacies in terms of like commerce and digital and social network. English wise, I think it's getting better and better for a business. um, for labor productivities, depends on what type of labors are you looking for. But if you're more on skilled labor, I think that we have been catching up more or less as a country that have a very high skilled labor in terms of company. I came from an IT industry. Like for example, I used to operate and manage a Scandinavia company who have development in Thailand. So you can get not too expensive uh, salary people, but also very quite high skill, and we are catching up in terms of understanding new technology, right?
Okay. Um, the next question is from Z. So, which is the next most emerging industry in Thailand?
Okay, as I talked about the sectors in several, right, 10 sectors. So those are the one that we are focusing in terms of incentive and supports. More or less in terms of general idea, then you see that we are, and you see the health industry and the medical sectors are being, pushed forward because of this pandemic time. And I think that we have shown that we have several examples to identify that these are the sectors that we can that are emerging, that probably help in terms of a global scale, in terms of solutions, and also deep tech, other deep tech issues, sectors, online platform that's still there, digital, and of course some of the, as I said, biotechnology, right, relating to health tech,
Relating to health. Okay.
right.
Okay, the next question from Puvana. How long is the process to start a business in Thailand?
It depends on how you talk about the process here, but as I said, if you talk about I talk about the smart visa, that's about 1 month in order to grant the visa. And then I still say truthfully, it still takes several months in order for you to come and registers and then provide the process. But most of the, let's just say, services can be done online now. So that's better than before, of course. But still, I think it's at I think few months. Let's just say that if you actively taking care. But I would suggest that you first of all study the BOI, or the other portal that gives information about investment or start a business in Thailand. The BOI is the Board of Investment, and also for us, and on the global hub, we can connect to us, and then we can help you with the because we are a one-stop service in this what we call a global hub, where we talk to the BOI and we have other ministry that can ease you in order to start startups in Thailand.
Okay. All right. I hope that answers Puvana's question. So next is from John Jin. He's asking, at what stage should foreign startups consider expanding into Thailand via the Smart Visa program? Are seed stage startups welcome?
Yes, there are. We have actually some survey about the Smart Visa company. Smart Visa granted, in the company that have been granted, and so far in, let's say, few hundreds grants of visa, then most of them are seed or even pre-seed. So it doesn't matter, right? Right. Just I would suggest that you study the market, and talk to people and see if it's the right time for you to come in. It's the matter is that you understand how the market is, and and I Thailand alone even is it probably too small for you. So you need to think about Southeast Asia. You need to think about the market as overall of the Asian countries, I think.
Okay. So, okay, we have another one from Mr. David Galipo. We are establishing a technology transfer
Okay.
/ research investment platform focused on deep tech and positive impact. So how can we initiate a potential partnership? SDGX is based in Singapore, Europe, AU.
Okay. Depends on how you are you looking for partners, or are you looking for establishments in terms of so I think it's just you can contact me later, and then I can guide you through that. But basically uh potential, it depends, right? Potential partnership, if you want to take a look at some startups, if we have startups that are working on this area, then we can connect you to that. Other than that, then we are working with for example, the federations of industries, which are a group of private sectors company in Thailand, right? SME level, or large level, and we can match you with that.
Oh, all right. So, to
Yeah.
the audience,
Let me add on a little bit. We as an organization, let's just say, we are not a one-on-one matching mandate, but we can basically connect you to other channels that can be helpful in terms of the government if you don't have the channel to go through. But more or less study the market and study the situations. If you're looking for partners, we can try to help you with that.
so it's more like international collaboration.
Yes. So as NIA, the National Innovation Agency, we think of ourselves as a small unit, but we are system integrator. We like to, bring people together, create the networking, and the snowball is gonna run right by itself in a way. And once you understand who's doing this and who's doing that, and then you can get your way through it. A one-stop service would be at the BOI, and also you can talk to NIA in terms of startups.
Okay. Actually, I would like to know, like moving forward, what is your what are your priorities or NIA's priorities? Like moving forward from now on, like
Thank
especially
you.
if your plans are kind of halted because the pandemic happens. Like so, what will be your priorities?
Right. So in terms of the government as a whole, we are, so there are several measures that we need to do. We have to um, first of all, like looking at the budget, what can we do with the work that we are doing, and then focusing more on pandemic issues or how to tackle this or how to cure the economy's crisis that's coming up, as an impact, at least maybe a year or two, whatsoever. So that's the kind of a short term decision that we need to do. And I've already talked about some of the measures or some of the grants that we're giving for this pandemic issue. But also, then in the future, in NIA, we have a unit called Foresight Institute, and we work together with other Southeast Asia or other Foresight Institute globally in order to look into the trends. Probably it's going to be other pandemic later. We're looking at what the global warming, how it's affected, other impact that is being going on more of a long term, and these we working with other institutes, academic as well, in order to give some weak signals to the industry. Another thing that we do is that we try to promote innovative organizations in Thailand. So if you are an SME in Thailand, you can get support by, we have a platform that you can analyze yourself, like a kind of self-assess tool, to see whether or not in each dimension are you an innovative company or organization as yet, and what are the gaps that you can fill in. So these are the things that we are trying to do more and more and give more information in order to create awareness. Of course, innovation system, it's not just one organizations or just academic or just private. It's all together in we call quadruple helix or whatever, that we need to work together for the ecosystem in order to create innovations. And it's not coming only from research. It can come from business sector as well.
Okay, actually we have a couple more questions.
Okay.
All right, one from Elizabeth. Is the manufacturing cost cheaper than China?
Oh, very hard question to answer. I wouldn't be too specific. It depends on but in general, maybe you need to compare the quality as well. So if you want really cheap and non-scale, then I think that of course you maybe take a look at China. But if you talk about environmental and also other supporting issues and more skilled labor, still Thailand, we still have many incentives on especially if you come in the industrial estate that we are boosting, or EEC that we are developing right now.
Okay, so thank you. So the next question is from Kevin. Is the Innovation Thailand Expo happening this year, and what are the alternative measures to view the social distancing
it means
approach?
that he knows about us, So Innovation Thailand Expo is an event every year. We're doing it around October. It's an offline event that's kind of bring together innovations of Thailand, of private sector and government sector, and invited many other countries. There's international pavilion as well. So this year we're gonna combine together Innovation Thailand Expo and also Startup Thailand, and we're gonna do it in an online kind of platform. So it's gonna be all online sessions, and you can also keep up and then see the kind of advert. We are PR this a little bit later. It's gonna be happening, but all online. Yes. So to tackle with the situation. So we're not going to see each other face to face, but there's going to be webinar, there's going to be conferences, but everything's going to be online.
So everything is going virtual.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Actually, just now you mentioned something about you have Foresight Institutes, right? So
right.
Yeah, and you collaborated with other institutions as well, like to see what are the future trends. So like what sort of other tool or techniques like you can see happening or particularly interest you in the coming future?
I think now I would speak in two levels. One would be that in terms of organizations, right? So you need to be very dynamic with these changes every day, with the situation where we see even pandemic issues. So you need to be on your toes in order to updated your skill and your people. Of course, financially, you need to find ways to, receive mechanisms and, getting good help. Um, but also as a person, then foresight is just one of the tools, right? Foresight is a tool in order to, it's a tool. There are several ways in order to do foresight, and it has been around for many tens of years. But more or less people use it for academic, or some would be technology foresight. Um, but now we understand more, so you can use that in organization level and also for a personal level in order to see scenarios in the future. So foresight is not telling you what's going to happen, it tells you what are the scenarios that can happen, and then you can think about measures and protective measures in order to tackle these scenarios once it happens, right?
All right.
Another area that we are doing more and more is called area-based innovation, or you can call it smart city, you can call it other wording, but for us it's more bringing together the focus and the strength of each area meaning it can be city, it can be district, it can be just municipality, and working together with people in the local in order to find a strength and then create innovation growth pole in that area. It would be similar to in the west of the European country called, the European Commission have this program called Smart Specializations. It is quite similar for what we are doing. There's other mechanism or other programs, so I don't want to, go to detail and bore you with that. There are several more questions I think we can answer.
Yeah. Actually, we have this question from Nopasit. What is the receptive level between NIA with foreign organizations to promote innovation and entrepreneurship?
I'm not sure I understand the question correctly, but in the past 2 years, as far as I'm, joining this organization, I think we've been promoting what we call innovation diplomacy, and that's internationally, awareness and acceptance, and also collaboration level that we are working together with many countries. We work with our counterparts, like for example, startups promotion organization like Startup Finland, Startup France, or in Singapore, we Enterprise Singapore. So we quite known already and understand it by these institutes. We call this a G2G, government to government promotions, but also we have a G2I, government to investor, which is more what I'm talking about today, or G2S, government to startups. And more or less, we still need to do more to promote innovation and entrepreneurship with our partners. So we have several programs with other countries as well that we do work together, like exchanging startups or entrepreneurship program and boosting and creating the market together.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So to the audience, if do you still have any questions? If you do have, you can still put it in here in the comment section. Okay. All right. If there aren't, I think we have come to the end of today's live presentation. So okay, if you have further questions for Teresa, please contact Teresa at the email shown on the screen, which is teresa@nia.or.th. And for those, right, for those that are interested in receiving the slides, kindly send us an email to marketing@enterpriseasia.org. All right, so that's about it. So the video will still be available on the Enterprise Asia Facebook page, and also we are actually giving away a free e-copy of our Enterprise Asia 2019, the Cube book. So do kindly visit our website at innovationaward.org/publication/ you can see the website address on the screen, and then you go to the publication tab, and then you just key in IA 2019 as the password, so you will be able to get a free copy of the Cube book. So at the same time, for those who haven't liked our Enterprise Asia Facebook page, click like now to receive future updates on our upcoming events, including our International Innovation Summit and Innovation Award happening in December 2020 in Hong Kong. So thank you, Teresa. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Yeah, there's somebody asking. Yeah, you can contact me by my email. It's teresa dot at nia.or.th, and I'll be happy to connect you with our team or the other organizations that can help you with. Also, for Thai SME, we still we are an organization that giving grants. Some of the even Thai company doesn't know that. So if you're interested receiving the grants for your technology. Development, not a research, but more like prototypes and market establishment. Then happy to be in touch with you. Okay,
yeah, that is excellent.
thank
So
you.
thank you for the very insightful presentation and also for all the information. And on behalf of Enterprise Asia and Help University, thank you everyone for attending today's Room to Infinity live talk on Thailand, an innovative nation and best destination for investment. So thank you again, Teresa. And we hope to see all of you again next time in another Room to Infinity session. And stay healthy and stay safe. Have a great week ahead, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.